Well. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. How are you doing this beautiful evening? We are about to approach the weekend, so come on in, get some of this good food for the soul. And I know you're going to enjoy it like you always enjoy it, my brothers and sisters. And by the way, my brothers and sisters, if you don't mind, if we have guests that come in tonight for dinner, we got plenty of that good food for the soul. So why don't you just move down a little bit and give our guests an opportunity to sit down and give them the first portion of some of this good soul food for tonight. If this is your first time at the dinner table with your brother Tony, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I speak on relationships. I speak on relationships basically from a biblical point of view. And when I say biblical, when you go to the book of Genesis, it is clearly defined that God prefers a relationship between him and a man, him and a woman, a man and a woman with his son Jesus as the foundation of the relationship. If you go back to the book of Genesis, that's exactly where I come from. But if you have another point of view when it comes to relationship and you decide to sit at the dinner table, I'm just letting you know where I come from. I strongly support the book of Genesis account how God structured the relationship. Okay, well, structured the relationship. But you can do whatever you want to do. If you have another alternative, that's your decision. You got a free will. You do what you want to do. But and I encourage you to still sit here at the dinner table. Maybe you can get some of the good nutritional soul food, and you will see what I'm talking about. How you doing, Sister Flo Harvey Martin? I see that you had sat at the dinner table. And by the way, my brothers and sisters, let me in on that. Let me let you in on this. I'm on two different platforms. I'm on uh, Facebook and I'm on YouTube at the same time. Those of you that are on YouTube, I may make some comments to those that are on Facebook, and you may not see their names in the comment, but I will call it their names in their comments. And vice versa. Those of you that are on Facebook, I may say so to those that are on YouTube. Now, and you may not see their names in their comment, but I will call it their name and their comments because we are all family members here at the dinner table, my brother and sister. We are all unified. And as a matter of fact, my brother and sister, if you would like to engage in a conversation with the brother and sister, you by all means can talk to them. But let's keep the topic at the dinner table on what's on the menu. Okay, that's all I ask you. Just you can say hey to them and whatever, but let's keep the topic, the focal point of what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, if you have any comments, you can make your comments along the way, my brother and sister, but be very respectful. We may have guests come in, or if you have questions, you can throw a question out there as long as it pertaining to the topic that's on the menu. How you doing, Sister Pat Joy? Welcome to the dinner table. With that said, my brothers and sisters, when you look at the menu, at the top of the menu, what we're going to be feasting on tonight, the topic is a vulnerable woman shouldn't be in the company of another man. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. A vulnerable woman shouldn't be in the company of another man. How you doing, our brother Jashawn Murphy? Welcome to the dinner table. Now, let me put this out there. This is a disclaimer, my brother and sister. This, what I'm going to talk about tonight, this is not no beat down on, especially my Christian brothers. This is not no beat down on my Christian brothers. Listen to me carefully. My Christian brother, you could go ahead and enjoy this particular broadcast, but just listen to me, brother, because it can help you, especially single brother, if you're interested in getting into a relationship with some of these sisters out here, okay? Christian sisters, not worldly sisters, but Christian sisters. Now, the scenario that I'm going to talk about is basically how the world do it. And we're talking about worldly men, and we'll talk about some of you Christian sisters. Worldly men and Christian sister, and sad to say, but some worldly sisters, okay? Now, my brothers and sisters, how you doing, Sister Cheryl? Welcome to the dinner table. Why does it appear like when most people that are at their weakest, or to say it differently, vulnerable, go to the wrong person to express how the feelings are on the inside. Some people, they're looking for comfort, but when they're looking for comfort, they're going to the wrong person. And when they're going to the wrong person, at the end of the story, they feel worse than they did at the beginning. And that's what we're talking about at the dinner table tonight. A vulnerable woman shouldn't be in the company of another man. Now, my brother and sister, let's go over two words. Uh, One word is vulnerable, and one word is worse. When we go to the dictionary, the word vulnerable is clearly defined as is suspect to be physical. Now it's basically to be physical or an emotional attack or harm, or to say it differently, easily hurt or harm physically, mentally, or emotion. That's being vulnerable. You susceptible now. You're very, very susceptible to a physical or emotional attack. That's what vulnerable means. Now, the word worse mean is defined as a serious or unpleasant event or situation. So that's what we're dealing with, being vulnerable and being worse. Okay. You start out vulnerable, then you end up being worse. Okay. And back to the topic. Remember what's on the menu. A vulnerable woman shouldn't be in the company of another man. Now, why am I talking about this? Because it's a prevailing thing out there, my brother and sister. It happens so much, and it happened in the past. It's happening right now as I speak. And if the Lord allow the words to keep spinning tomorrow, it's going to happen tomorrow. Some of you sisters right now, you have experienced what I'm about to get into tonight. You have done it in the past. Some of you are currently in this situation. Some of you, if the world continues to spin tomorrow, if the Lord allowed to, some of you are going to run into it tomorrow. So what I'm about to talk about is nothing new. It's nothing new on the song, but it's a lot of women. You need to brace yourself for this, because your big brother Tony is about to try to school some of you sisters. Okay, I'm about to really school some of you. Now, worldly men are not going to like what I'm about to talk about. You know why worldly men aren't going to like what I'm talking about? Because they know it's a big game, and I'm about to expose the game. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to blow this game wide open. Now, you single sisters and you married sisters. You single sisters and you married sister. Which one should I start with tonight? You married sisters. Let's talk. We're going to talk to you married sisters. Then we are going to talk to some of you single sisters. How about that? Would you all like for me to do it that way? You single sisters and you married sisters. Single sisters and married sisters. All right, you married sisters. As you all know, I do consultations. When I do consultation, I do a consultation when it comes to a relationship. I talk to men separately. I talk to women separately, and a lot of and sometimes I talk to a man and a woman that's in a relationship. Thank you, Sister Patricia George. She said she totally agree. Now listen to this. A lot of you married sisters. A lot of you married sisters. Woo! Where should I start? I'm about to save a lot of you married sisters some money, okay? That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to save you a whole lot of money. Some of you married sisters, listen up. You are in your status is that you're married. You may have past tense, or you are going through a bad time with your man, your husband. and it seems like it's impossible to make your relationship better. So many things going through your mind, so many things are going through your heart. And to tell you the truth, sister, most of the time, and this is no, I'm not trying to shame you, sisters, or I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I'm talking factual. Sisters, if you will agree, you basically are more emotional than a man. So if you're more emotional than a man, men in general operate on the analytics, meaning the mind, even though they go astray in the mind. Women operate basically on the feelings, the heart. If you listen to a woman talk, most of the time a woman will say, most of the time women don't say, this is what I think. Most of the time a woman will say, this is how I feel. This is, I felt that way. You made me feel this way. So when you made me feel this way, therefore I did this or I didn't do that. How you doing, sister? I'm Michelle Bill. Welcome to the dinner table. So you since you sisters are more emotional than men, that doesn't mean that men aren't emotional. Men are emotional, but because we all have a soul, and every man and every woman have a soul, which means the mind, the will, and the emotion. That's on the inside. Everything happens on the inside. So a lot of you married sisters, you get in a position where you are having conflict with your man. I'm talking you married sister right now. You're having conflict with your man. And to condense this, I'm talking to a lot of you Christian sisters. You have gotten into a relationship with a worldly man. By default, I'm trying to help you out, sister. By default, you made a decision based on your feelings and you got married to the wrong man. You got married to a worldly man. That's what you did. You got married to, I'm not saying that you won't have no problem with a Christian brother, but most of the time, it's the bad boy, it's the worldly man. It was something about that worldly man other than his relationship with God. You clearly knew that he didn't have no relationship with God. Because when it comes to a relationship, everything happened on the inside out. I will remember that, inside out. Okay. So some reason you got tied up with this man. It could have been something that he had that you desired, or it was something that you thought you can get on the back end. For whatever reason, you said I do to that man. Sister Michelle Berry said, spiritual beings live by the spirit. However, I understand because it's spiritual growth that needed. I have been there. So Sister Michelle Berry, she probably know exactly where I'm finna go with this, okay? So listen, you married, sister, you got married to the wrong man. You said I do to the wrong man. Therefore, you're having constant conflict with this man. You know why you're having constant conflict with this man? Because the Bible clearly say, and it is written that God is not the author of confusion, but peace. You got married to the wrong man. Now you in this relationship and it's not going that way. You actually have forged a relationship. You tried to force a puzzle together. You had the pieces, but you trying to put the wrong piece of puzzle in the wrong position. You're trying to force it, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you, from the beginning, sister, you was on equally yoked with this man. We're talking about the basics so you can understand what I'm talking about. What led some of you sister, or about to lead some of you sister, to in the company of another man. How you doing, sister RTL? Work to the dinner table. So you having constant conflict with your husband. But I'm going to talk to you single sister shortly, so don't go nowhere. So you button heads. You button heads, you button heads, you button head. Now you looking for understanding. You may share it with some of your girlfriends. You may share some of the things that's going on with your family. You may share that with your family. You may even share it with some of your coworkers. Some of you are bold enough to put your business out there on public display, meaning social media. Each thing that you are doing, you're doing dangerous. You're going to your girlfriends talking, and most of the women that you're talking to, sister, listen to this. Most of the women that you're talking to, most of them are not in a good relationship. You got to keep that in mind. Most of them aren't in a good relationship. Most of the women that you're talking to, sister, they could be married just like you, but they're married to the wrong man. And how can they give you solid advice and they're in the same position that you're in? They can't do it. Some of you, sister, you may want to go talk to your mama, but what kind of relationship she got? The man, it may be your daddy. I'm sorry to say, maybe your daddy. He's not a godly man. Your mama your mama might be a Christian woman, but she dealing with an ungodly husband. Cause sometimes the apple does not fall far from the tree. You understand? So you looked at how your mother was operating. You looked at how your social light sister operating, your sorrows or whatever. You're watching how they operate. You're reading these books. You're trying to get all the knowledge. You're looking at videos and stuff, trying to resolve the problem that you having with your husband. But everything you're doing is wrong. Now, here go something that's very tragic. Some of you sisters put yourself in the position. I'm talking to you sisters, you Christian sisters. That right, Cheryl, sorority. Michelle said, this can go deep. This is a good food, sir. Thank you, sister. Now, some of you sisters, you have past tense. And when I said have, some of you sisters, I'm talking about some of you Christian sisters, you doing it right now. You have done it and you still doing it right now. You're creeping. Some of you sisters, you are thinking about this creeping. Understand? When I say creeping, I mean you got another thing going on the side because things are not working up under your roof, your household. Okay, this is what we're talking about. So you decide to open up to another man, whether it's that man at work, whether it's a man that you met at the grocery store, the filling station, the gym, a club, or whatever. However it happened, you start conversating with another man outside your marriage. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on in your home, confusion. Now, a man come up, and some of you sisters will be able to relate to what I'm talking about. There's trouble in paradise. So this particular man come up. He may be attractive. He may not be that attractive. He may be popular. He may not be that popular. He may have the bag. He may not have the bag. But he come talk to you with some smooth words. And he got that thing, but you can't really put your hands on it. But he got he got it. And he got it, and he got some very smooth words. And you are vulnerable at this time when this man approach you. Do you see what's going on? Most of the time, you married sister, you don't see what's going on. You're just going with the flow. You're not looking at a lot of deep things that are happening right now. You see, you have to think, why when I'm with my husband and it's trouble in paradise, but now this particular man, he pops up. let me tell you this. It did not happen just to be happening. Nothing happens, sister, just to be happening. The man that you meet on the outside for the first time, it didn't just happen. It was a setup. You know why it was a setup? Because it goes back to before you said I do. Let's chronicle it, okay? Before you said I do, you know that man did not have a relationship with the Lord. You knew it. You thought subconsciously that you could change him. And you still probably think you could change. You still think there's hope. So you trying to keep hope alive, right? You trying to force that man to be the man that you want him to be. It's hard, sister, to try to get a man to be who you want him to be. That man got to be the right type of man. He got to make a decision. See, you can't make a man do what you want him to do, especially a man that's a strong-willed man, a man that isn't a yes man. He's not a yes man. So a man that is strong, even if I'm talking you got some strong Christian men and you got some strong worldly men. We talk about those strong worldly men. They're not going to bend the knee to you. If anything, you're going to have to bend the knee to them, because you see, when you married the wrong man, sister, you put yourself in that situation. Now you living with your decision. That man did not hold no knife up to you. He did not hold a gun up to you. He didn't threaten you. You consciously decided to do it based on your feelings. You probably wanted to get married. Just to say you wanted to experience. No, you didn't want to get married. You wanted to experience what it was like to have a wedding. You wanted that thrill. You wanted the thrill of the marriage. You wanted that big church bill marriage, or go on the beach, or wherever you go. You wanted to feel that. You see, after the wedding, you got to live the marriage. So after the marriage went through, after that brief time, listen to it, after that brief time, it got real. So Michelle said, you cannot change anyone. Only God can. Most of the time, if you're trying to change him, you're trying to make him you. That's right. How you doing, Sister Iris? Sister Iris said, he may tell you what you want to hear, but he do what he please. Amen, sister. Thank you for making that comment, and thank you for coming to the dinner table. Now listen, you in a situation and it's not going right. You see, you know what happened? You were looking at too many things on Lifetime. You know what happened? You were listening. You got so tied up with that Disney stuff. The prince and the princess meet. They have conflict, and in the end, they meet on this hill, this silhouette of the moon, and they kiss, and everything happily ever. Now you see it's real. You look at celebrities, and you think when they on the camera, they looking good. They popular. They looking good, and you think, oh, I want that. Subconsciously, you will want that. But a lot of the people that you're looking at, it's not real, especially when they're on TV. They know what to project to you. And now all this stuff, what you've been taught, what you've been brought up on, and everything, it's not working. Some of you, it's sad to say, we're going to go back further than that. And I got to just be straight with some of you sisters. Some of you sisters, Christian sister, I know you love your mama. And we ain't talking about our mama. We talking, and we got to talk. Everybody want to say that their mama the best. And we know that's not true. We know it's a lie. All daddies aren't dogs. There are some daddies that better than mamas. Some of you sisters, you were raised up and you were watching your mama run men. Let's talk. Some of you watch your mama run men. Your mama never got married, but she was running men. Some of you been told by some of these men that your mama was seeing that was your uncles. Some of you witnessed different men going in your mama's bath in your mother's bedroom. You've been seeing men go in and out. Some of you have heard your mama say, some of you seen how your mama run men's and get money and stuff out of them or get assets from them. So in your mind, that stuff gets again, implanted in your mind. You got influenced because of some of your mamas. All mamas don't raise their girls properly. Some of you have mamas that made the wrong choice like you doing. They married an ungodly man. And your mama real meek and sweet and everything, but the man she got married to, it could be your natural father. He was a worldly man. She made the wrong decision. Your mama, she made the wrong decision, even though it's your daddy. And you see how your daddy treat your mom. That's what you see. You see how your dad treat your mama. You seen your mama cry plenty of tears. And now you recreating what your mama went through. Just like your mama married the wrong man, your dad or your stepdad. Now you are duplicating what your mama did. What make you think it's gonna change? Now you made a decision. Now you got to live with it, right? And you go and talking to all these people to try to help you solve your problem. You're going to the wrong people. You went, first of all, you didn't go to God. That's one of the biggest thing a lot of you sisters did not do. Married sisters, you did not go to God first. You was enchanted by the wedding day. You were enchanted by the fact of getting married. Now it blew up in your face, and now you're very vulnerable, and you don't know you're vulnerable. You're trying to make everybody think that you're a strong, independent woman, but on the inside you're crying. You put your makeup on, you look nice, going to work and everything, but on the inside you are hurting. And while all this chaos going on, we're going to the spiritual side. Satan, if Satan not there, one of his troopers there watching what's going on in your house. Don't you know Satan don't want you to have a happy home? He already fixed you up with one of his sons, right? And what you think, Satan gonna bring you a better man? No, he's gonna camouflage another man that appear to be better than the man that you're with. So you married, sister, you out there, and at this particular time, this smooth talking man, and I mean smooth talking, debonair man, he got it going on. He come and sweet talk you. And when he sweet talk you, how you doing, Sister Sierra? He sweet talk you. And you just don't know that you are being enchanted. He's saying all the right things. And you think it's coming directly from him, do you not? You think it's coming directly from him? You married, sister. It's not. That's right, Sister Michelle, camouflage. Satan, don't you know that dad is Satan transformed himself into an angel of light? On the contrary, Satan don't walk around with no red suit on and a long pitchfork. Satan was one of the most beautiful creation that God created. Read the Bible. It's going to tell you about Satan. Satan don't look hideous. Satan going to bring one of his sons. He don't bring no son to you that don't seem like they can't offer you nothing. Satan's son going to come to you and offer you the world. If this world were mine, I give you anything, all that I own. You mean so much to me. If this world was mine, those are songs you're going to be listening to. And you're going to melt inside. You're going to say, this man is telling me something that my husband not telling me. My husband been mentally abusing me. My husband been emotionally abusing me. My husband been physically abusing me. My husband financially been abusing me. He talked to me like he didn't used to talk to me that kind of way. He called me all kinds of things. He called me the female version of a dog, and that start with a B, and you all know what I'm talking about. He called me a garden tool, and it's not a shovel. You know what I'm talking about. He calling you all those things. He won't even call you his name, your name. The only time your husband kind of act right is when he want to put you on your back. That's the only time he wants to start treating you right, and he don't treat you right then. He just flip you over and go at it and don't even care about how you feel. He just that'll feed his need and turn over and go to sleep and leave you hanging. Now you really hurt. This man does not value you. This man don't care nothing about you. And it gets so bad, some of you sisters that's married, it gets so bad. Some of these men that you got married to, they do an all-nighter or all-weeker on you, where they would leave and you don't know where they're at. They won't answer their phone. They won't even acknowledge your text. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care about if you know about the other woman. That's what your husband doing. He doing anything you want to say, your husband throwing it at you. But this sweet-talking man, he's saying some good things to you now. And while this man saying some good thing to you now you feeling that, hey, someone really care for me. So this man, like Sister Michelle said, he's camouflaged. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. But you ignoring the long fangs, right? You ignoring the long nose. You ignoring the eyes going back like that. You ignoring that smile that some of these wolves have. You ignoring how he just looking at you. You know why he looking at you? How does a wolf look at a sheep? Do you think a wolf want to be friends with a sheep? No, they want to devour the sheep. And now you is standing in front of a wolf that walk on two legs. So this wolf, he don't want to huff and puff and blow your house down. He want to huff and puff and blow you down on your back. And you don't know it. So you done told all your business to your girlfriends. You have told all your business to your co-workers. You have told all your business to social media. Now you're going to tell all your business to this man. It could be a man that you work with. It could be a man that you know at the gym. It could be a man from your past or all that. It's just a man that happened to be Satan's son, but you don't notice that spirit in that man. You know why you don't know that spirit in the man? Because you didn't know that you noticed the spirit. You ignored the spirit in your husband that you got married to, that wrong man. You ignored that. So what make you think you're gonna ignore the right one? You think this other man gonna make it right for you? So this man listened to you, and now you got somebody else to tell all your business to. By the way, sister, this is free or charge. Let me tell you this. A lot of you married women, let me put you up on some game about your girlfriend. Let me put you up on some game. Those women that you call your girlfriend sister, you talk so much, you think they don't tell nobody what you said. You know your co-working friend that you talk to, those women at work, you telling them all the business about your husband and stuff, right? You think it's between you and your girls, right? It's not. It's not. Like Sierra said, don't trust them. You're right. It's not. Those women that you open your heart up to thinking they on your side, all they do is turn around and go tell other people about your business. And everybody know about your business. Those women that you talk to, everyone know. They done told, especially if they got a man, that they pretty cool with, guess what? All that information that you told them about your man, your girlfriend had told they man about it. Everybody know about your business. Now, this other man, Sister Michelle said, you got to be careful because some of them will be jealous. That's right, Sister Michelle. Sister Michelle hit a very good point. Some of those women that you telling about your man, some of your girlfriends want your man. Let me go back to that. I'll talk about that later. How you doing, brother Henry? Brother Henry, it's like being in a cult. That's right, brother Henry. And thank you for coming to the dinner table, brother. Now, you're talking to this man, sweet talking you. He's sweet talking you, and you think he's gonna rescue you. So this man, he's so smooth. The man that coming to you, guess what? This is not his first time at the rodeo. He have been through several rodeos, and he have broken in several stallions, and now you about to be another stallion that he's gonna break. He listened to everything. You talk so much. You give him all the information to use against you. That's all you doing. You telling the man everything. Now he got all. Now he know he could develop a strategy to attack you. So this man, he wants to. He's so smooth, but he could wait. He could wait. You know why he could wait? Because he got other women. So he could take his time with you because he got other women. He got a stable of other women, and you about to become one of his stallions. So he gonna take time. He will take you to lunch. He will invite you to lunch. He will invite you to dinner. He will invite you to go to work out with him in the gym. He would like to walk in the park with you, hold your hand, and hug you. He would like to take a long drive with you, but he ain't talking about doing nothing physical yet because he already got a plan. He's smooth. Because you see, you thinking, okay, what is it this man want? He's treating me so well. Does he really want anything? I'm confused. You know why you confused? Because you're dealing with two of Satan's sons, the one at home and the one that you with now. So this man, he's so smooth. He's taking his time with you. So he's so good. Every time you go home, now you start doing that comparison and contrast with your husband and this outside man. So this is what you do. You start sharing your business with your girlfriends. You done told them everything anyway. So now you tell your girlfriend about, I'm talking to you married, some of you married sisters. I ain't talking about no worldly married men. I'm talking about some of you Christian sisters. Now you go tell your girlfriends about this man. And they so intrigued, they'd be just like this while they listening. And you telling them. You telling them everything that man said and have done, but you ain't telling them everything you have said and everything you have done. You ain't gonna tell all your girlfriend everything you do and what you don't do. You're gonna tell what that man said and didn't say and what he did and what he didn't do, but you ain't gonna tell your girlfriend everything about you, are you? You're not gonna tell your girlfriend that you start calling that man back. You ain't no hard to tell them that too much. You ain't no show them too much of your text, what you text to him, but you're gonna show your girlfriend what he texts to you, right? You're gonna do that, right? But you want to be innocent. So as time go on, you still being treated bad at home, and your husband he's declining in your eyesight, right? And this other man, this outside man, the other man, he's going up in value in your eyes, right? So this is what you do. Some of you Christian sister, hold on, because it's about to get hot. So some of you Christian sister, you take a trip to see your other girlfriend, Victoria. You go to Victoria so she can show you some secrets, so she can share some secrets with you, right? So you go to Victoria's Secrets and you get one of these little skimpy outfits, right? Because now your mind is churning. Your mind is churning. And so you start waiting for the moment, because now you are getting emotionally tied to this outside man because he's working real good on you. So now you get emotionally tied, and you trying to deny it, but you see it, you feel it, but you're trying to deny it. You start looking forward to his phone calls. You look forward to his texts, good morning, beautiful, and all that stuff. You playing all this stuff, how he done took you to lunch, dinner, and everything. Everything be on the house, right? So you come home, and one day it gets so bad at your house, and you bolt out the house. in tears. You call this man up. Whatever he doing, he clean his slate for you because it's dinner time in his place. So he decide that he need to get a place, maybe his place, a secluded place, a place where you and him could be alone. And you go there. But something in your mind telling you, don't do it. You're a Christian woman, something telling you don't do it. So you turn on the radio because you're trying to get that voice from you're trying to overcompensate for that voice in you saying don't do it. So you turn up the radio so you could ignore that voice that's saying don't do it or go home, don't do it, go home, don't do it, go home, or something like that, right? That's the Spirit of God talking to you. And you think it's your conscience, but it's the Spirit of God talking to you. So you keep driving, right? You meet up with this guy, right? And he opened the door, or wherever y'all meet at, it's secluded. And he's still trying to get you real comfortable. If you go to his place, he may make you a dinner or something like that. And then guess what? He's going to offer you some wine. He's going to say something like, do you drink? He probably already know you drink, but he's going to offer you a drink. You know why he offering you a drink? He offer you a drink because if you on the fence, he know that drink going to loosen you up. So sister, if you don't know this today, you know in the night. Most men that offer you a drink, they offer you that because they know that could open you up and that could loosen you up, especially if you're on the fence. Because you see, some of you sisters, you want the man to say something stupid so you won't do nothing. But if this man got experience, if he got a whole bunch of experience, he's not going to say too many stupid things. He's going to say some skillful things to you. So you go to his house and you start telling him more about your husband, the pros and the cons. Most of it going to be the cons, right? Let me tell you something, sister. Newsflash. Most of the men that you open up to and talk up to them about your husband, they consider your open as stupid. They don't want to hear, even though they act like they want you to cry on their shoulder. Oh, they'll let you cry on their shoulder. I'm just telling you something. I'm trying to wake some of you sisters up. Some of the guys, the worldly men, they're going to get mad because I'm telling about the playbook. They don't want to hear what you saying. Your tears don't mean nothing to them. Your tears don't mean nothing. Because these guys, these wolf men guys, they got some skills. They will act like they concerned. You know what some of these wolf men would do? They would say stuff like, he shouldn't treat you that way. You're a good woman. Why he can't see that you're a good woman? If you were my woman, I wouldn't do those kind of things to you. I wouldn't say those kind of things to you. Everything that you done told that man, you're not thinking, why is he telling you this? Because he's a son of Satan. That's why he's telling you these things. And you buying it. So you get so comfortable, you lean your head over down on his shoulder and he hug you. And you start crying and boo-hooing, Now you very vulnerable. You didn't even think about that you were vulnerable, did you? Excuse me, what's on the menu? A vulnerable woman shouldn't be in the company of another man. That's where you at. You in the company of another man that's not your husband, that you got a whole bunch of confusion going on. Now, do you not know what position you about to put yourself in now? Married women. Some of you know exactly because you living it right now. Some of you Christian sisters, you living what I'm talking to right now. You're doing it. You got this undercover thing going on. Yes, you go to worship every Sunday and all that kind of stuff. You're singing the choir and everything, but you got this other stuff going on. So now you over to this man's house. You want him to say something stupid or whatever, so you can say no. But he's not going to help you. He's not going to help you because he wants something. And you think that man is your counselor, right? He's not your counselor. He's not a comforter. This man does not even have the Lord Jesus Spirit in him. But he know you vulnerable. He can read it. He got skills. You're not the first rodeo. You just a stallion that's about to get broken. So he listened to you. He might even wipe the tears away from your eyes. And he still be putting that wine in you. And let me tell you, sister, another thing too. Why do you think men keep offering you wine? Let's wonder, why does a man, when you're alone with him, why does he insist on giving you more wine? And if you say yes, why does he insist on filling it up to the brim? 8 here and now is here. Even a single vulnerable woman shouldn't be around a man. Danger. You got that right. 8 here and now. Welcome to the dinner table. I'm going to talk about some single women shortly after I finish with these married sisters. So, sister, everything is going good. I have talked about this before. I'm going to talk about this again. Sister Michelle Berry said some men be jealous. They want you, so they will put down your spouse. Amen. Let me tell you something, sister. A lot of these guys that you be talking to the other men, some of you married sisters that involved with these outside men right now, do any of these men, do they ever try to convince you to work it out with your husband? Just think about that. Do they ever try to convince you to work it out with your husband? You go in there crying on his shoulder. Do they ever say, look, this is what you and your husband should try to do? Most of them are not going to do it. You know why? Because you're vulnerable and you dare to get broken more and you don't realize it. If those men were really serious about you, they will encourage you to work on your marriage with your husband. How many men, some of you Christian sisters, you ain't got to raise your hand. You're in a position. How many of those men that you've been with encourage you to try to work it out with your husband? Not many of them. Sister Michelle said he offered you wine to get you drunk and out of your mind so they can take advantage of you. That's exactly right, Sister Michelle Berry. That's what happens. So they get all this wine in you and you get loosened up. So what they start doing, and I have said it before, you laying your head on his shoulder, he lifts your chin up, you look in his eyes, he look in your eyes. And y'all had this still, y'all looking each other's eyes. And he know that you got this hopeless look in your face, in your eyes. So what does he do? He reach and start kissing you, cause you just looking at him, right? You want him to kiss you, but then you don't, because you hear that spirit saying, don't do it. But you start thinking about something else, right? That's why you need a little more wine, right? So you get you a little more wine. So this man start kissing you, right? And then you doing this pull back thing. He kiss you, then you try to pull back. He kiss you and you pull him back. Kiss you and you pull him back. Then, that's right, Sister Patricia. And then you just lay it on him. All that pent up stuff in you, and you got your Victoria's Secret stuff on, and you know why you put that Victoria's stuff on. You know why. You know exactly why you went to Victoria. You know why. So now you ready, right? Long as he don't say nothing stupid. So he kissing you and you getting all warmed up on the inside. He making you feel like a natural woman, ain't it? You make me feel like a natural woman. That's how you start feeling like a natural woman. You're not a spiritual woman. You feeling like a natural woman. So you feel some things going on the inside of you. We grown here, but we Christian, but we talking. So you feel something going on up here with your breasts. You feel some tingling, don't you? You feel it. You feel something getting erected up there too, don't you? You feel it. He feeling it too because he kissing you. He got his hand all on it. So he see that you get aroused up there on around your breast. So he start kissing you all on your neck, and you ain't been kissed like that in a long time. Cause oh boy, your husband, he's not doing it. So he kissing you all on your neck, and you still hearing that voice saying, no, no, no. You might even tell that man, oh, no, no, don't do that. Stop, stop. And you pulling back and you stop pulling back because you like it. You got your eyes closed and your mind going somewhere else. Your mind is going somewhere else. So he kissing on you and he feeling all on the top of you. And while he feeling on the top of you, he unbutton your blouse and he started going down kissing you. And you feel like you're in la la land, right? Then he started tugging at your pants or your dress or whatever. And then you try to grab his hand. And you said, no, stop. But he put a little force there, right? He put a little force there. And while he put a little force there, you give in. And when he put his hand down there, Sister Michelle said, when things like this happen, both parties are hurting. Hurting people hurt people. That's right. So he put his hand down there and started manipulating you, right? And he started manipulating you so much that you're ready. But while you getting ready, he started taking your clothes off and his clothes off. Y'all either about to go down whatever room you're in. More than likely, he's gonna take you to his bedroom. If you're over his house or some bed, he want to get you to decline. So you taking off, he taking them off for you and all that. So you still hearing the voice saying no. You still hearing the voice say no. But you go ahead with it. And while you going ahead with it, you going through all kinds of emotional stuff on the inside of you. You know you married, so you feeling a little guilty. So you experience all kinds of things. You feeling a little guilty. You may start thinking about God at that time. You're thinking, I'm hurting God. But then you try to put God out your mind because you got to put God out your mind. Then you think about your husband. That's what you start doing. So you hurting. You hurting. And then you feeling, then you think you feeling a little good because now you ain't been touched by a man in 2 years, your husband. So you now this man touching you and you missed the touch of a man. And you just let it all go. And then tears start flowing down your face. You laying there and tears going down this way. And the man think you crying because of him he making you feel good. But now you going through this emotional turmoil. And some of you have heard me say that before. So after everything is over with, that brief moment, you feel worse now than you did when you came over there. You feeling worse. You feeling dirty. You know why you feeling dirty? Because the Spirit of God's Son within you. That's why you feeling dirty. You think it's your conscience, right? Yeah, your conscience is letting you know I shouldn't have done that. That Michelle said you just painted a movie. All right. So your conscience is hurting. Now you want to think about, you still ain't trying to think about God, right? But then God's Spirit is in you. You have grieved God's Spirit. You hurt God's Spirit. Because you know what, sister, what you didn't realize. Your body is the temple of God, Holy Spirit. When you got saved, God's Spirit moved in you. So you took your body and God's Spirit over to that man's house. Did you think the Lord's Spirit got out of your body when you went over to that man's house. No, you took Jesus into that man's house, and you took Jesus into the bed with that other man. And now that man's spirit, which is an evil spirit, just imagine that, an evil spirit and God's spirit. You got God's spirit, sister, and this man got a demon in him. Just imagine that. Just put that in your mind. Now you didn't think about that. You just thought it was you and him. No, a spirit was there. Or spirits. That man could have had a whole bunch of spirits in him. And I'm not talking about alcohol. So now you put Jesus in a position. You took his spirit in your body, and now you interface with this other man. So you get up, you go to the bathroom. More than likely, you did not use a rubber. Let's talk. More than likely, you didn't do no rubber. You was raw. So you went in the bathroom. You sat on the toilet. While you sitting on the toilet, you looking around the bathroom crying and wondering why you do that. You just sit on the toilet. Then what you do, you turn on the water and you listen to the water while you're sitting on the toilet, and you get a rag, clean yourself, or you take a quick shower. And that man, he act like he concerned for you. That man ain't really concerned for you. Then you say, I got to go. So you in your car going back home, and you still thinking about what just happened. You feeling terrible. You feeling real terrible. You act, if your legs were long enough and were very limber, you would kick your own rear end, but you can't do it. So you still thinking you dirty, even though you know washed off or took a shower over this other man's house. It's not, your body is clean. It's what's on the inside of you. You have grieved the Lord's spirit. That's what happens. So Michelle said, when you have sex outside marriage, you have sex with a demon. You got a point there. So you go home to this man, your husband. You left out not feeling that well. Now you're feeling worse. But you still thinking. So you take a shower, you take another shower, and you in there trying to bathe, take a shower. No, you don't take a shower, you're going to take a bath. So you sit in the bath, just thinking about it. And then a few days go by, and you and your husband, y'all still bumping heads. And guess what you do? You're looking for that man to text you or call you, or you're going to call him. And then it start getting steady. You and that other man, y'all start doing like couples do, right? So you get to the point where what your husband saying and doing, it don't faze you no more. And what your husband doing is wondering, why is she so happy? Your husband scratching his head. Why is she so happy now? She don't fuss no more. She don't complain no more. You know why? Because you so tired with this other guy. That's what happening. But let me give you some sad news, sisters. That other man that you think you in love with, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to fall in love with this man, and it's really a lust thing. You lust, you lonely, you vulnerable. That's it. You just looking for a Band-Aid, and that man happened to be the Band-Aid. Let me tell you something, sister. This is another thing that you all need to know. You married, sister. Don't you ever think that man on the side is waiting for you. He's not going to wait on you. He's going to be with other women like you. When you went over to his house and you was raw with him, he's going to be raw with other women. And then he's going to still be raw with you. And you thinking in your mind is warped. Now, you think your mind that man just there for you. He's supposed to understand you and your husband, right? I'm talking about these worldly men that don't care nothing about you, but they put up this front that they care. And you're going to get to the point, if you keep doing this, sister, you're going to get to the point that your conscience is going to be seared, where it won't bother you at all. Early, it will bother you, but they're going to start bothering you at all. You vulnerable, and that's it. Now, you single sister, let me tell you, these single sisters. You single sisters, You could be vulnerable too. You could be going with a guy that you call your boyfriend or somebody you living with or your boo. The same thing, but you just ain't married. The same scenario could happen to you. Man, let me tell you something. Brother Henry said most of the time, influenced by family and friends do. Always take our problem to the Lord in prayer. Amen, brother. You got a point there. Some of you single sisters, wolves are out there for you too. When I say you single sisters, I'm talking about you Christian sisters. You single sister, you got a better opportunity. You know why you got a better opportunity? You're not married. You're not married. Listen to me, you single sister. You're not married. So Michelle said it's called limberers when you think you have fallen in love in an extramarital relationship. Amen, sister. You're right. So you sister, you single sister, you vulnerable too. You think you're strong and independent, don't you? But you vulnerable. You lonely, right? You looking for a man, right? You see, the thing about it, some of you single sisters, you never go looking for a man. That's what a lot of you sisters, you listen to too many Jody Watley songs. Jody Watley had a song out there years ago, I'm looking for a new Lord, baby. Sister, start going around telling people I'm looking for a man. It ain't nowhere in the Bible where a woman's supposed to be going looking for a man. The Bible says a man that finds for a wife. That's what it said. The man that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, and obtain favor from the Lord. Sister, you never go looking for a man. That's what a whole bunch of you single sisters are doing now. You looking for a man. That's right, Michelle. Let the man find you. You know where you know who I'm about to go to now. Some of you know what woman I'm about to go to now. An example, right? Ruth in the Bible. Ruth. Did Ruth go looking for Boaz? No, she didn't. She's the poster child for a lot of you single sisters. Ruth is the poster child. Ruth is an example to you single sisters. Ruth didn't go looking for no man. Ruth, most important thing was her relationship with God and taking care of her and her mother-in-law. Ruth was not into cliques. Ruth didn't have to go around a lot of women. Ruth would have to take care of business. Ruth didn't find no cliques. That's why Boaz seen something unique about Ruth. Ruth was there for business. Why do you think Ruth stood out in front of Boaz? It did. You notice that the Bible purposely did not say how Ruth looked. You notice that it never said how Ruth looked on the outside. Michelle said, no, Ruth did not look for Boaz. She worked hard in the field. That's what she did. Ruth was on her grind. Ruth was not looking for a man to get her hair done. Ruth was not looking for a man to get her nails done. Ruth was not looking for a man to pay her rent. Ruth was not looking for a man to sponsor her girl trip to Jerusalem. Ruth wasn't looking for a man to do zero, nothing. Don't some of you single sisters, when y'all talk to each other, you looking for a man to take care of you. Was Ruth looking for a man to take care of her? No. If Ruth is a standard, an example, how you think Ruth was successful? How was Ruth successful, some of you single sisters? How? She did it the proper way. She stood out. Boaz noticed her. When Boaz noticed Ruth, he took the initiative and he wanted to get to know Ruth. Let me say something on that, you sisters. A lot of time when these worldly men come around you, you know one word these smooth talking guys say, I want to get to know you. Do you know what it means, my sister, when a man say, I want to get to know you? What does know mean? Let's go back to Genesis. The Bible say Adam knew his wife. And what happened? She had Cain, didn't she? Knew mean intimate, physically intimate. Most of the time when men tell you, sisters, you need to take these blinders off. I'm talking straight to you because I'm trying to help some of you sisters. Take those blinders off and stop walking around being blind. When a lot of these men say they want to get to know you, the only thing they want to get to know you is how you feel when you on your back. Just like the old married sister. The married sister not no different than you single sister. Most of those guys, they just want to know what you like when you on your back. Don't you know, sister, most men, worldly men, not looking for a long-term relationship. They're looking for a relationship, but a sexual relationship. Some of these worldly men, they would say, I'm serious. They would say, we're in a committed relationship, but they will not marry you. You single sister, we're not married. Brother Henry said, they ever want to use, to do, and try things we should not, so we can be accused. That's right. The devil is the big accuser. So you single sister, you get vulnerable. And what happened to you single sister? The same thing that happened to those married sister before they say I do. A smooth talking man come your way. A man that just totally blew you away. You forgot about what Ruth did. You don't even think about what Ruth did, right? Ruth's story is a fable to some of you sisters, right? It's just a fable, even in the Bible. It's a good, heartwarming story. It's better than what's on those Hallmark channels and stuff. But it's just a story. It's a nice, warm story, Ruth. It's nice and warm. Ruth's story is real compared to that mess y'all see on TV. Compared to those relationship coaches that you listen to on YouTube and stuff like that. Most of the people, I done told you, sister and brother, most of those people on YouTube and stuff, they want your money. If you ever notice why they talking, they always trying to encourage you. They always trying to encourage you to get your money. I can understand if they professionals. Most of them aren't professionals. And that's what the devil got for them. The devil working through them too to keep you tangled up. Listen to the wrong type of advice, my sister. And another thing, you sisters. And the sister put something on this. A lot of you sisters, married, especially you married, and some of you single sisters, your girlfriend know that you vulnerable. Your girlfriend know your little secrets. Let me tell you, some of you sisters that talk to your girlfriend, they know your secrets. They know some secrets that your husband don't know. Don't you know some of your girlfriend will use some of your secrets against you? Don't you know even though you talking all this talk about your husband, those same women looking at your husband and then they're looking at what they got at home and they're doing apples and oranges. They would rather have your husband than the man that they will. So a lot of them don't even have a man. They have a piece of a man, or they have several men that they do this with, that with, and that with. Most of the time when you see a whole group cluster of women together, if you see a whole, and I did what I'm about to say, sister, don't take it the wrong way. If you see a whole lot of cluster women together, especially worldly women, 2 out of 5 women, worldly women, one of them may have probably a decent relationship. The rest of them don't. The rest of them don't. When you see a group of women, a lot of time frequenting club, most of them don't have a man. They going to a club looking for a man. And they're going there trying to play high and mighty in these clubs, and then they be bouncing up to the music like that, and they looking for a man to buy them a drink. Let me tell you about that. And I have told you, Sister Dip, before. How you doing, Sister Cheryl Palm? Welcome to dinner table. I have told you, Sister Dip. Those of you that like to go to the club, why do you think men buy you drinks out of the club? Do you think they buy you drink because you thirsty? No. They buy you a drink because most of them want to talk to you. That's right. Most of them want to talk to you. When I was doing my club and stuff a long time ago, my brother and sister, when I was in the club and stuff, and I have told some of you know what I'm about to say because you heard it before. I would not buy a woman a drink just to talk to me. I wasn't going to buy no woman a drink to talk to me. You could call me stingy or whatever you want to, but I was not going to buy a woman a drink just to talk to me. I used to see some of those guys that be clowning, they be buying their women drinks, and after the woman drink their drink, they shoot old men's away, or they act like they only want to talk to the man. They just want those free drinks. They already come down there for late at night to get those free drinks. Then when a man come in, they want another drink. Brother Henry said, every time you see a club woman, they're always with a different man. Amen, brother. You see a lot of that. Michelle said, yeah, they want to talk to you to make you be around them. Amen. Let me tell you this, sister. Especially the club environment. Let me put you on some games, sister. Especially the club thing. A lot of you sisters that go to clubs, and a lot of those men that frequent club, do you think they're looking for a woman for a long time? They're not looking for no woman for a long time. They're looking for a woman for the here and now. They don't even have to know your first name. They're looking for the here and now. They're looking for, let's do this now, tonight. Most of the men that be at club, those worldly men that especially frequent the club, I could tell you this, my brother and sister. If I go to a club, what the night Thursday, if I go to a club tomorrow, which I'm not, if I go to a club tomorrow, some of those guys that I used to club with, they're going to be there. And then if I take another break, they're going to be there again when I get there. There are some guys that their second home is the club. They be there every ladies' night. And they on the hunt. Some of you sisters that frequent the club, when you keep seeing the same group of men down there, they are on the hunt. A lot of them, you see, the club, they use a word called sports bars. That's what they call them now, right? Sports bars, right? So you go to a sports bar and they have the football game, the basketball game. Yeah, the guy going looking at the game, but guess what else they looking for? Just like they scoring, like the football team be scoring, and the baseball team be scoring, and the basketball team be scoring. They looking to score too, but they looking to score with you. They want to score in one night. So, sister, you going looking for love in the clubs. Some of you, sister, you go to the clubs and you got your house is messed up with your man. You married women. It's messed up and you are vulnerable. And then you go down to a club environment. You get that alcohol in you and then you want to start twerking. You want to get out there and do the bus stop, and then while you doing the bus stop, you want to start twerking while those guys drinking. And while they drinking and you twerking, what you think those guys thinking about? You got to open your eyes. Brother Henry said, one of my friends I club with are still wearing those 1960 clothes. They sure do, Brother Henry. Whatever they were wearing when you used to club, Brother Henry, they still wearing the same thing. They doing the same thing. They using the same line. And some of them have a success rate with these women. Sisters, do not go around another man when you are in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship. You will put yourself in a worse predicament. And worse is defined as more serious or unpleasant event or situation. That's what's going to happen. And some of you sisters, you are weak. When I say weak, men's are weak. But I'm talking to you, sister. You need to understand you're weak. Let's go to God's word about being weak. Apostle Paul, there was a situation he was dealing with. And he asked the Lord 3 times to take it away from him. And when we go to the book, as it is written in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, 9 through 11, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, 9 through 11, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, 9 through 11, the Lord is talking to Paul. This is what the Lord said. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, will I boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in my weakness, in insults, in hardship, in persecution, in difficulties. For when I'm weak, then I'm strong. So some of you godly sisters, listen to this. Whatever situation you're going in, you married sisters especially, listen to what Paul said. You dealing with a weakness with a weak back man in your house that is not a God man. You're in a weak position. You're already emotional. Before you run to another man, run to the Lord. Why you want to go? If you want to go to another man, go to the Lord. You're looking for male, go to the Lord. You don't need to be going to another man. Go to the Lord. What did Paul say? For when I'm weak, then I'm strong. What else did Paul say? Well, the Lord said, my grace is sufficient for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. The Lord will sustain you, sisters. You married sister. The Lord also got a remedy for you when you married the wrong man. It said, just be meek and silent. Meek and silent. That's a strategy, sister, what the Bible say. This is how you deal with an ungodly man, sister, because some of you sisters, some of you try to beat these ungodly men to be a Christian man. You can't beat a man into being a Christian man. The strategy is, the Bible got the strategy. And it may take a long time because you decide to say yes to that man. The Bible say, with meekness. And all you have to do is be quiet. In the eyes of the Lord value a woman that's meek and quiet. You ain't got to tell that man you need to pray, you need to follow the Lord and keep beating with it. You're going to cut down communication. Because guess what, you single sisters, and especially you married sister, they going to be watching you. And this is how the Lord would help the man to be saved, through you. They're going to be watching you and they're going to be listening. You still be a good wife because you decide to marry that devil. You decide to marry the devil's son. So the strategy to work on him, be meek and be quiet. Because in the sight of the Lord, that's a great prize. Some of you single sisters, some of you married sisters, you don't forget that you are a daughter of God. You are, the world don't know what high maintenance is. You are truly high maintenance, sister, because you are a daughter of the King. So think before you feel. I know you're a woman. Think, then feel. You got to flip that thing around, sister. Think and feel. Not feel, then think. That's right, Sister Michelle. You have to respect your husband. When you got married to that donut, that unsaved, circumcised Philistine man, you decide to but you got to respect those ungodly husbands, sisters. You decide to do it. That's right, Michelle. A soft word turn away wrath. And you got to speak respectable to him. You can't be calling him no names. You got to talk with respect. You got to act with respect. You got to move with respect. You got to dress with respect. And also, a husband, some of you godly men, let me talk to you briefly before I go. Some of you godly men, you don't know how to treat your wife. You're a Christian. Brother, you are a Christian, but you don't know how to treat your wife. The Bible have a remedy and a strategies, my brother, how you treat your wife. When we go to the book of 1 Peter chapter 3:7, 1 Peter 3:7, 1 Peter 3:7. Yes, Michelle, I said you don't know. Yeah, I said it. As it's written in the book of 1 Peter 3:7, it said, likewise, ye husband. It's talking to you Christian brothers. It said, ye husband, you married men, not boyfriends, not booze, not hubby. It said, husband. Those men that are married to a woman. It said, likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to knowledge. Who is talking about dwelling with or living with? It's talking about your wife. It's not talking about your girlfriend, your live-in, or your side woman. It's talking about your wife. Because then it go ahead and say, give honor unto the wife. You give honor to your wife, not your girlfriend. What you gonna throw your honor stuff to a girlfriend or a side woman? Your wife. As unto the weaker vessel. She's emotional. That's why the Lord put the man in headship over the woman. Remember what happened in the Garden of Eden? What did Eve do? Eve went by her emotions. The Bible said that the woman was deceived, not the man. Adam was not deceived, my brother and sister. I'm telling you that tonight. Satan didn't fool Adam. He got Eve on sweet words. That's what Satan does today. He get women on sweet words. He uses sons that are like serpents. What did the serpent do to Eve? He beguiled her. That's what Eve told God. He beguiled me and I ate. You see, it was a personal thing between Satan and God. You all got to understand it. It was personal. Satan, he was trying to figure out, how can I get back at God? You see, a lot of people think it was all about Adam and Eve. Satan had an axe to grind with God. How can I get back at God? That's what Satan was doing. How can I get back at him? He studied Adam. I can't get to God through him. I can't do that. I'm studying that man, but if I go directly at that man, I can't get God. I can't get at God. How I'm gonna get back at God? I know how I'm gonna get back at God. I'm going to get his wife, because I've been watching her. I've been watching her going around smelling flowers. I've been watching her talking to the little birdies. I've been watching her. Yeah, if I get Eve, if I get that woman, I'm going to get that man, because I noticed he got that woman on a pedestal. He got that woman on a pedestal. I noticed when God allowed Adam and Eve to be doing their thing together, he kind of like elevate Eve. And I bet if I get that man Adam, I would get God. So what Satan do? He had a conversation with Eve. And what did Eve do? He smooth talked her. He smooth talked her. Even though, check this out. Even though he used the body of a serpent. And let me tell you this, brothers. A man, you a Christian, brother. I'm telling you, Christian, brother. A man don't have to be a Christian to get your woman. He don't have to have a position to get your woman. He don't have to have a deep pocket to get your woman. He don't have to. He don't have to have all that stuff that you got going on in your life to get your woman. Look what Eve had. Eve had it all, but she was listening to the smooth talking snake. That's what your wife could be up against, brother. But you don't make it easy for Satan's sons to do it. That's why the Bible say, as unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayer be not hindered. See, brothers, it's dangerous to get married, brother, to a Christian woman. I'm just telling you that now, brother. It's dangerous to get married to a Christian woman. You know why it's dangerous? Because if you treat her bad, if you abuse her mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, however you abuse the woman, you going beyond the woman, you are going directly at God, because you're going directly at God because God brought the woman to you. God put this woman in your care, brother. God brought his daughter, a Christian woman, into and put it in your hands. So if God brought a Christian woman and put her in your hands, you're responsible for her. Because you know what the Bible say, the scriptures say, that the woman was not created for the man. The man was not created for the woman was created for the man. And you go back to the book of Genesis, it's not good for a man to be alone. So if it's not good for a man to be alone, God brought the right woman to you. Your job with the right woman is to lead and to love her. The Bible clearly commands a man to love your wife as Christ loved the church. If you can't love your wife like Christ loved the church, leave her alone. Let her go. Love TKO. Let her go. Michelle said, it's sure done. You got to answer to God. That's right. So, brothers, some of you brothers, if you know that a brother about to get married, you need to read this 1 Peter 3:2 and say, likewise, husband, to wear with them according to knowledge. You got to know something. You got to know something. You got to give honor to the wife. That don't mean put on a pedestal, but you got to recognize her. Let me start right here. Brothers, why do some of you brothers want to keep your wife a secret? Why do you want people to think that you're single? Why you don't want people to know that you got a wife? Why you do this? Why you take off this wedding ring and you still may have that indent there? Why you do that? Why you hiding the fact that you got a wife? Why you hiding the fact from your side woman that you got a wife? Uh-oh, I stepped on some toes, right? Brother, if you got a side woman, they want to know as much about your wife as possible. It's wrong. Let me tell you this, brother. If you got a side woman, they want to know everything about your wife. I'm not endorsing, brother, that you get a side woman, but I'm going to tell you what happened when you get a side woman, brother. Let me give you a scenario, brother, about a side woman. You could point blank tell a woman that you married, because a lot of women now, they want a married man. I always say this is a chick magnet. This is a chick magnet. A lot of women, they want a relationship with a married man. They don't want a man on their own. Especially a lot of those women that call themselves strong and independent. You know why? Because they think just because they got a PhD, that is CEO of a company, they got their own palace, they got this high-end car, and they can pay all their bills. All they want from a man is some love and tenderness. That's all they see. That's how a lot of women think. So they think that he could be married, but I just want some time with him every now and then. There's a lot of women that think that. There's a lot of women, brother, that want to be the second, third, and fourth wife with your original wife. There are a group of, we're in the United States of America. Don't you know, brother, that there are some women that want to be your wife with your first wife? They want to share you, brother. They want to share you with your original wife if she agreed to it. Or they want to share you with your wife when they live in somewhere else. They just want you to treat them nice. You all remember that song by SOS? I know you old school people have heard this song by SOS. Just be good to me. Y'all remember that song? Listen to the lyric. The lady, she knew that the man had another woman or women. And you know what she said? Brother Lee said, they contact me when I contact your post, Tony, for Facebook friend. Oh, yes, brother, they sure will. Let me tell you, that, yeah, Brother Lee, you know what I'm talking about. They will reach out to you. And let me tell you this, some of you Christian brother, don't be surprised if some of the other women, they send you some questionable pictures to your inbox. That's right. Some of these women, they don't even know you. They will send questionable pictures to your inbox. You know why they send questionable pictures? And I ain't talking about just headshots. I'm talking about some more stuff. I could be a gynecologist, my brother and sister, right now. I'm telling you, I could be a gynecologist on some of the stuff I have seen coming to my inbox and stuff. It's a bait. You got to think, brother, if you take the bait, what will I lose if I take the bait? You all remember that movie Marlon was on, It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate. If y'all can remember the scene on A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Martin Lawrence, Darnell, that was his character name, he was talking to, I think the guy named Smitty. He was the owner of this club, right? They was outside talking. And Darnell said, Smitty, I know you used to be the man. And then Smitty said, yeah, I used to be the man. Then he said, wait, you saying I'm not the man because I'm with one woman? And then he said, let me tell you something. He said, there are some women that then he did like that. That means lifting up her dress. There are some women that I wouldn't mind taking a peep at. But this is the key thing. He said, but it ain't nothing that I would do to mess up what me and my wife had going on. He said, the older you get, the better choices you make. And then he pointed up here. He said, you make more better choices with this than what's in your pants. That's smart. Because you see, a lot of people, brother, I mean, let me tell you all, brother, there are a lot of women. They would try to trap you with the physical thing. They a lot of women, they think, bro, listen to what I'm saying, some of you Christian brothers. They think if I give him my body, I'm talking about a lot of the outside women. If I give him my body, I can get him from his wife. If I could get him to talk about his wife, I can know the strength and weaknesses of his wife. If she got some weaknesses and he tell me about his weaknesses during the time we are pillow talking, that's what a lot of you Christian brothers, some of you Christian brothers, not all, some of you Christian brothers that got these side women, you are having these tender moment, what you think a tender moment with these women in the bed. You telling your side women everything about what your wife do and what your wife don't do. This side women know so much about your wife. How you doing, Sister Connie? Welcome to the dinner table. This side woman knows so much about your wife, you Christian brother. And you telling her everything. Don't you know, brother, those side women, listen to me very carefully, my brother. If you think you could trust these side women, let me tell you something, brother. Why do you think they asking you all those questions about your wife? Why? Answer yourself the question. Why are they asking you all the questions about your wife? Because they got the Delilah spirit. What did Delilah do? She was asking Samson a whole bunch of questions about his strength. Brother, if you got a good wife, most successful men have a solid woman by their side. Listen to me, my brother. Most successful Christian men have a solid woman by them. I'm going to say it again. Most successful men, especially Christian men, if you have a solid wife, you have a good wife. That don't mean she's perfect. That don't mean you perfect. That don't mean that you won't sin. That don't mean that she won't sin. But you both follow the Lord. When these side women come at you, brother, they want to cut your hair like Delilah cut Samson's hair. They want the strength. They want the information from your wife. You know why they want the information on your wife? Because when you decide to back out, you go to your side woman one day and you say, look, I want to work things out with my wife. They're going to say, it's not over with until I say it's over. Some women would do that. It's not over with until I say it's over. Then they start, and you see, then these side women, they start doing what appear to be crazy. It's not crazy. You know why? Because these side women, they done got soul tied to you. You probably been treating these side women better than these other men that they've been dealing with. You've been paying their bills. You've been taking them on cruises. You've been spending the night over their house. And these side women, you know, these side women be telling their family friend, him and his wife, they must have don't have no relationship because he be on my house all the time. That's what those side women do. They must ain't got nothing. But what the side women don't say too much, he go home, go home every night with his side woman. It's a holiday and he with his wife. And he don't come see me until after his wife and the family, they had a family time together. He tell me the family time. You all remember that movie, that Ray Charles movie, Jamie Foxx. You remember the Jamie Foxx movie? You all seen Ray, right? On Ray, you all remember this scene, right? You remember when Regina, I forgot what her name, but she was in the band. You remember that's the one that got pregnant by Ray Charles, right? But you remember what she did? She told Ray, I want you to leave your wife. What did Ray say? He was blind, but what Ray say? You must be crazy. I ain't leaving B. I'm not leaving B. You know the rules. That's what Ray told her. You know the rules. And that's what the side women don't understand. You know the rules. The side woman brothers, they don't want to hear you say, you know the rules. You see, the side woman, they want to be elevated. They want to be elevated. I'm telling you, brother, if you treat these side women good, they want to be elevated, and they want you to move your wife out the way. What else did she do? Rachel, remember he moved to California. You remember he got that big house, right? He got that big house for B and the child, right? What happened? The side woman called his house, right? And the guy that was his business manager, he answered the phone. He told Ray to come to the phone. Jamie Foxx, you all remember, he went to the phone. Regina was on the phone, right? And she said, will you come over to me? I'm here. And will you come over? She wanted the man to leave his house and come over there to the hotel room where you know what he said? Don't call him no more. Click. But she still did it. And you know what she ended up doing? She ended up purposely getting pregnant by him. She thought that by she getting pregnant by Ray, that was going to keep the children together. Let me tell you something. I don't know why a lot of these women, worldly women, they think if they get pregnant by a man, that's going to make the man leave his wife. On the contrary, most side women, if they get pregnant by a married man, you know what most married men do? They go ghost. They go ghost. Don't call me no more. Don't text me no more. They go ghost like it never happened. And then a side woman go tell everybody. Then she want to tell the man why. That's why I tell you brother, don't do it. Don't do it first of all. But you get involved with a side woman, she gonna want to know everything about your wife, so she could get the goodies. These side women, not only the wife, but these side women, they will come and bust the window out of your car. You all remember that song by Jam Solomon? They will bust the windows out of your car. They will come paint your car. They will go to your job and cause havoc on your job. If they know what worship place you go to, they'll go tell your preacher. They'll go tell everybody. If you on social media trying to do something, they will come and they will try to blast you on social media. They would do all this kind of crazy stuff. And then they want to tell your wife. They want to call your wife or get in contact with your wife. And you see a lot of the stuff that you told these side women, brother, they're going to tell your wife, and your wife going to want to know, how does she know all of this then? Because you told her. Brothers, I know that you can get weak sometimes. Sisters, I know you can get weak sometimes. Sister, don't get in the company of another man when you vulnerable. Brother, question women when out of the blue. You don't know them, but they want to send you questionable pictures with their clothes off and all that kind of stuff. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself, are you a gynecologist, brother? When they start sending that stuff, ask yourself, am I a gynecologist? Am I a doctor? Why are they sending me this kind of stuff? It's a bait, brothers. And then sometimes they ain't got to show you stuff like that. They do other things. They're trying to lure you, brother. Especially, brother, if you got something really going on. A lot of them women, they looking at you and they want a piece of the pie. No, they don't want a piece of pie. They want a whole pie. And they want to throw your wife out the way. Some of these women, they try to get a whole bunch of stuff on your wife. And then what they'll try to do, brother, they want to get the information to you about what your wife did in the past. That's what a lot of these women do. They go research your wife, and then they want to bring you a report on something your wife did when she was in school, and that was the past. But your wife been watching the blood of Christ. The Lord don't even bring up past stuff against her, but the worldly women and worldly men, they do stuff like that. I hope you, brother and sister, got something out of this tonight. I know I've been rambling on and on and on, but I try to help you, brothers, and I try to help you, sister. If you have a question, you need to go ahead and put the word wait down there, and I'll wait. Ask your question, or if you got a comment, make your comment. If you don't have a question, if you don't have a comment, I want you to get this good to-go plate. Get the to-go plate from the dinner table and share with other family members and friends. And you tell people, I know where we could get some good food for the soul. There's this brother, brother Tony. He be serving up some food on Sundays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, somewhere between 7:30 and like 7:30 and 7:45 Eastern Standard Time PM. So you want some good soul food? Hey, he got plenty of room, and he never run out of that good soul food. Those brothers and sisters, those of you that been engaging with me tonight, I really appreciate it. I really, really do, because you could have been doing something else with your time, but I really, really appreciate you all being, real good to me. Without you, brother and sister, here at the dinner table, I'll be eating alone with Cinderella. She knocked out though. Cinderella knocked out for the night, because she get up around about 3 every morning. You all know what? There's only one rooster that have beat my wife getting up in the morning. You all remember that rooster that was in the Bible when Jesus told Peter, Jesus say, before the cock crow 3 times, you're gonna deny me. That's the only rooster that have beat my wife up in the morning. No other rooster can beat my wife up early in the morning. She get up real early before the rooster go cock-a-doodle-doo. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. I hope that you all have a good night. Peace out.